Greetings, everybody, and welcome to another Blu-ray horror review here on the Media Files. This time I thought maybe we would take a look at, well, the Universal Monsters remake. Yes, probably one of the more recent ones that I have seen, and wow, I was not expecting this, spin on it, but so well done. So why don't we take a look at Lee Winnell's The Invisible Man? We're going to review this today on the Media Files. All right, welcome back. So, The Invisible Man, yeah. So this movie came out literally right around the time of COVID, I believe, which sucked. Or was it before? I can't tell. Hang on, let me turn on my light here because I think the batteries are dying on my little light here. Let's go up four-way here. Let's see here. 2020. I don't know. I hate it when they don't use white text on a black background. You don't use, black. You don't use dark blue and white. You just don't do it. Let's see. Yep, 2020. That's what I thought. So, all right. So, The Invisible Man. Okay, so here we have a brand new version of H.G. Wells's brilliantly written novel. And so this time, written and directed by one of the co-creators of the Saw franchise. I was like, oh, okay, so how different is this take going to be? Because the last version of The Invisible Man that I can remember of was Paul Verhoeven's Hollow Man. And that was like over 20 years ago. So I'm like, okay, we'll see how good this version is going to be. And holy crap, is this really, really well done. All right, so synopsis time. Trapped in a violent, controlling relationship with a wealthy scientist, Cecilia, played by Elizabeth Moss from the star of the Handmaid's Tale series, escapes in the dead of night and disappears into hiding. But when her abusive ex suddenly dies, Cecilia suspects his death was a hoax as a series of eerie coincidences turn lethal, threatening the lives of those she loves. Cecilia's sanity begins to unravel while she desperately tries to prove she is being haunted by someone nobody can see. Yeah. What can I say? Okay. As Rotten Tomatoes, I don't really like Rotten Tomatoes, but it's certified fresh. I'm like, okay. Like I said, I don't really like Rotten Tomatoes. I think it's just dumb to basically, take a movie, say, well, if I want to see it, I'll base it on this score. If I don't want to see it, well, it sounds terrible. No. Watch this movie. I guarantee you, you are in for a huge, huge surprise because this movie was so well done. Very interesting take on what they did with it. And, what can I say? Like I said, if I talk more about the plot and reveal a lot of the spoilers, um, you won't enjoy the movie that much because there is so many good twists and turns of originality with this movie that it will spoil everything. But the one thing I will say, movie has actually had one of my favorite horror scores in a long time. Music done by Benjamin Wallfish, who's done loads of great scores with Zimmer. Who's done recently did the Mortal Kombat remake, Blade Runner 2049, the two It movies, and whatnot. But the final track that he plays just before the end credits roll, so amazing that you're like, wow. I mean, you're thinking it's a horror film, but it pulls this emotion that comes out of nowhere, and it's just something that this character goes through, and you're like, wow, a horror film can pour out that type of a emotional score within like 3 minutes. Yes, it can. So let's go through the bonus features, shall we? So here we have deleted scenes, Moss Manifested, the director's journey with Lee Winnell, the players, Timeless Terror, and also a feature commentary with writer-director Lee Winnell. Yeah, so this was kind of made around the time when Universal, when they had that good old fun remake that they did back in 2017 with Tom Cruise entitled The Mummy. We all know how that went. That failed, and that went down the crapper. Oops. Yeah. Maybe you shouldn't have started with The Mummy. Maybe you should have started with something else. But yeah. But so then they decided, you know what? We like this take on the Invisible Man. Let's kind of, put The Mummy aside and we'll kind of, reboot. And what a great reboot it was. I mean, because I don't know if they're going to keep continuing on with this kind of style for the next, films that come out. But sadly, though, this is kind of the last one that we've seen as far as remakes go for quite a while. I mean, Dracula's kind of, well, they have released, at the time of this recording, they have released the Last Voyage of the Dementor, which is kind of like a Dracula kind of remake, from what I understand out of it. So I guess technically that's part of the Universal remake series. But yes, um, this is something that I'm going to plan on going through. Yeah, little tidbit. I do plan on doing a Universal Monsters video at some point, doing a whole chronology of uh, the big box set that I have, then going into the reboots and the remakes from all the different versions of those specific characters that have been remade over the years. So be on the lookout for that. Now it may take a while to get done because of the limited time that I have to do stuff with this. Um, but yeah, I mean, what can I say though? Such a great movie. Very highly recommended, especially if you're into a new spin on a really classic character. Because when you find out what that spin is, you're like, that's kind of ingenious of how that actually works. And so yeah. So with that, remember to please like, subscribe, hit that notification button, leave a comment down below, and with that, I'll see you later.